Adjective clauses with subject-relative pronouns. Famous faces and places. History 101. Okay, let's start studying for our history exam. I'll ask a question and you tell me the answer. Who is Marie Curie? Oh, I know. She's a woman who won the Nobel Prize in 1903. What did she discover? She discovered the element of radium, which is used in X-rays. She's a scientist whose discoveries have greatly affected the medical field. Wow, good answers. Okay, next question. Who was Gandhi? We use adjective clauses to identify or give additional information about nouns, people, places, or things. Gandhi was a man who worked for peace. The dependent clause, who worked for peace, identifies the man we are talking about. Which man? The man who worked for peace. He lives in the state of Gujarat, which is in Western India. The clause, which is in Western India, gives additional information about Gujarat. Adjective clauses can also identify or describe indefinite pronouns such as one, someone, somebody, something, another, and others. George Washington Carver is someone who was a famous botanist. The adjective clause always directly follows the noun or pronoun it is identifying. Sentences with adjective clauses can be seen as a combination of two sentences. Florence Nightingale was a nurse. She developed modern healthcare methods. Florence Nightingale was a nurse who developed modern healthcare methods. Beethoven was a composer. His music is still enjoyed by many people. Beethoven was a composer whose music is still enjoyed by many people. Adjective clauses begin with relative pronouns. Subject relative pronouns can be who, that, which, and whose. Abraham Lincoln was an American president who fought against slavery. Or Abraham Lincoln was an American president that fought against slavery. So if we have no commas, we can use who or that to refer to people. The Mona Lisa is a painting which is known throughout the world. Or the Mona Lisa is a painting that is known throughout the world. If we have no commas, we can use which or that to refer to places or things. That is a little less formal than who and which, and is used more in conversation. Use who to refer to people's possessions. Thomas Edison, whose inventions changed the world, was born in 1847. Be careful. Do not use a subject pronoun, I, you, he, she, it, we, they, and a subject relative pronoun in the same adjective clause. William Shakespeare is an Englishman who, he, wrote many well-known plays. Who wrote? Practice 1. Combine the groups of sentences into one sentence with an adjective clause use the appropriate relative pronouns. Example, Albert Einstein was a physicist. He won the Nobel Prize in Physics in 1921. Albert Einstein was a physicist who or that won the Nobel Prize in Physics in 1921. I will give you a few moments to work on this yourself. Are these the answers that you got? If so, good job. Relative pronouns have the same form whether they refer to singular or plural nouns or to males or females. Ferdinand Magellan was the man who led the first expedition to sail around the world. So, who can describe man? Amelia Earhart was the woman who was the first female pilot to fly across the Atlantic. Who can also refer to woman? Pioneers are people who do things others think impossible. And here, who refers to the plural, people. The verb in the adjective clause is singular if the subject-relative pronoun refers to a singular noun. It is plural if it refers to a plural noun. So an astronomer is singular, so the verb after who is going to be singular. Men is plural, so the verb after who is going to be plural. Be careful. When whose plus a noun is the subject of an adjective clause, the verb agrees with the subject of the adjective clause. Jane Austen was an English novelist whose novels are read by many students because novels is the subject, it's the noun. Whose is a possessive pronoun. There are two kinds of adjective clauses, identifying and non-identifying. The books which are on the table belong to me. The adjective clause identifies which books the sentence talks about. There's no comma. We have books on the floor, we have books in the bag, and we have books on the table. So which books? The books on the table. In the second picture, we only have books on the table, nowhere else. So we say the books, comma, which are on the table, belong to me. We know which books, the ones on the table. The adjective clause is not necessary to identify which books are referred to. A non-identifying adjective clause is separated from the rest of the sentence by commas. Do not use commas with an identifying adjective clause. The map, which is on the table, is new. There's only one map. We know which map. So we have commas. Here we have two maps in the picture. So which map is new? The map which is on the table. So no commas. Be careful. Do not use that to introduce non-identifying adjective clauses. Use who for people and which for places and things. Not that, but who, because Marie Curie is a person and we have commas. Athens, not that, but which. is the birthplace of the Olympics is in Greece, because Athens is a proper noun, so we have commas. Practice 2. Find and correct the errors in the adjective clauses of the sentences. Italy, which is the birthplace of opera, is a fascinating country. I'll give you a couple of moments to figure this out yourself.